Can you tell us about your time in Ipoh and extended family? I absolutely can. My grandfather was a tailor in Ipoh. He's no longer with us. Neither sets of my grandparents actually are with us anymore. But my dad has many siblings, and many of them, well, I would say some of them have stayed in Ipoh. A couple have moved to Singapore. There's one aunt that my dad talks to the most, that he's very close to, that is now in KL, so we do go to KL quite a bit. But my dad's heart is in Ipoh. I can tell you this without even needing to ask him, and he misses Malaysia and in particular Ipoh a lot, and he always talks about, he's quite old now, he always talks about going back and just wanting to be back because it's been a really long time. My grandfather on my dad's side, he died before I was born, and the primary, my biggest memories of extended family in Ipoh is actually my grandmother, because she was the only grandparent I had left on my dad's side. And you make so many formative memories when you're a child. I have very, very particular memories of my grandmother, and I don't know if photo studios really exist anymore with the advent of smartphones and such, but I remember in particular being maybe, I couldn't have been older than 5 or 6 really, and my mum and dad, they took me to this salon in Ipoh where they'd put your hair in plaits and such, and you couldn't really, you could pay to get it done in the UK, I guess, something similar, a similar style, but it was obviously much more expensive. Whereas to do it in Ipoh, my parents were like, this is really affordable and it's really nice, and they took me to get my hair plaited, and they'd put little beads in your hair and stuff. I still have the beads actually. They're in a case in a drawer that is staring at me right now. And then we went and we picked up my grandmother in a taxi, and we took her to a photo studio in Ipoh, and I took photos with her in the hotel we were staying at, and we took photos with her in that photo studio in Ipoh. And it's a particular memory that I don't know how much of it is, in the sense that we always, we rethink memories in different ways the longer it's been, but there is one of the photos from when I was with her, and I'm sitting on her lap, and I've got this yellow dress on because, my parents dressed me up nicely for the photos, and I'm holding a Snoopy bear. That I bought in a mall in Malaysia, and I still have that bear as well. During when it was tipping down with rain, it's the most rain I've ever seen in my life was in Ipoh. Because I feel like in the UK we complain about rain a lot, but it's never actually big rain. It's not like rain in Southeast Asia. Anyway, that's a complete digression of what you're asking me, but I have very, very particular memories of her. And it's strange because when I was younger, I really spoke not mostly English, almost solely English. When I was that age anyway. And then even when I was older, I didn't really speak many Asian languages well, so I couldn't really communicate with her properly. My dad would always translate because she spoke Hakka primarily. So even day to day, my dad doesn't really use Hakka day to day. He used Cantonese more regularly. And it's the same with my aunts and my uncles and such. And now I probably actually could communicate with her more now, but of course she's not here, so